Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness, a channel dedicated to uplifting and enhancing your spiritual well being. Okay, so I'm going to do a reading about what's going on in the energies. I don't know about you, but I'm getting all kinds of text messages asking what in the world is going on with all of this energy. I mean, it's turbulent and intense. So, I'm going to pull a reading to give you good guidance on how to navigate these energies. Please be sure to check your astrology chart because the cosmos are in action. So, everybody's affected a little differently based upon your natal chart. Okay, so I am going to prepare the space, cleanse the energy because I want a clear and concise reading to give you good guidance during this energetically intense time. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, a special warm welcome to you and a deep offer of gratitude to all of my subscribers and especially you new subscribers. I hope that these readings are helping you navigate the energies, encourage this awareness of what's going on energetically so that you are able to respond instead of react. Responding instead of reacting brings more positive karma and really positive outcomes. So let me tell you the decks that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed, the Somnia Tarot by Nicholas Bruno, the Dungeons and Dragons Tarot by Adam Lee and Fred Grisabel, and then the Buddha Doodles by Molly Hahn. And I will be pulling Mindfulness and Sacred Self-Care, which is by Jill Pyle. So just want to give, oh, and I'll also be using the Eye of Zen by Jennifer Walker. Romance Oracle cards. Let's see what's going on in the love connections. All right, let's pull from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. All right, we're just going to, we have three. The Hungry Ghosts. The Lady of Lightning. Ooh, that's, ooh. Ooh, that's, ooh. Okay. This is a reading you're probably going to need to listen to, folks, because this is some pretty intense stuff. The first card out was the Hungry Ghost, which is a 14 card, which is a 5. And 5s to me always are generations of change. This is obsession, scarcity, consciousness, and abandonment. It's the Hungry Ghost. It's like really deep shadow, very low vibrational energy, that attachment, obsessions, like devil energy, scarcity consciousness. And then we have the Lady of Lightning, surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. I'm going to tell you now that Uranus is stationing direct, and when Uranus is changing from retrograde to direct, you can always expect some sort of surprises, shock and awe. And especially when it goes from retrograde to direct, because when it's in retrograde, you know, that energy is always reviewing kind of the underbelly of the Uranus energy. But then when it stations direct, it's like calling it out. The awareness is when the awareness develops when it's in retrograde. When it stations direct after a retrograde, it's calling it out. So check Uranus in your chart. Acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation, the Shadow Queen. This is all about some sort of shadowy energy. So there might be, as Uranus is stationing in this in direct energy, you might be getting either you're called out or somebody's called out, but your shadow is becoming illuminated. So you still have some residual scarcity mindset. You still have some of that obsession that, and we talked about that yesterday in, your desire or your destiny, how those deep desires can call you back, but you know that with that devil energy, it's not that good for you. But there's that temptation. This is kind of cluing into that temptation that we saw yesterday and how that can derail and self-sabotage. So this is like, when Uranus was retrograde, what was revealed to you? What did you become aware of that was kind of that deep inner knowing of the shadow part of you? What is it that was revealed? And it could be control mechanisms. It could be anxiety because of control. It could be obsessions. It can be addictions. So I'm really getting that this is an energy of what is it that you need to be very aware of and have it under, first of all, it needs to come under scrutiny. And you need to like dissect it, disaggregate your data, the data that were revealed when Saturn was retrograde. Now Mars is retrograde too, so it could be a combination of both of those in your chart. But something that was revealed needs to be disaggregated, dissected, and then consciously, I don't want to use the word controlled or manipulated because of the connotations, but consciously managed. And that's the whole, you need to consciously manage whatever this shadow aspect that has been revealed during these retrogrades, particularly Uranus, because at the time I'm pulling this, Uranus is stationing direct. So the intensity, while a planet stations ready to go direct, or whether it's going into retrograde, that stationary period is the intensity. So that's contributing to the intensity that we are feeling. I am getting calls and text messages from my light worker friends saying, what in the world, what are you picking up on? I'm the only tarot reader among them. And they're like, what's coming out in your readings? What do you know that we don't know? So trying to be of service and of help to people. Oh, love. Feelings are real and true, a connection between lovers, a feeling of complete emotional happiness. All right, so I feel like the way this reading is lining up, that you have to manage this shadow thing. Like, let's say you have deep-rooted insecurities or jealousy. That's come up during this Uranus and Mars retrograde. But now you're aware of it. Now you've got to disaggregate it. Why? Why do I feel jealous? Why do I feel insecure? And then how are you going to have coping mechanisms to manage that? That is the gist of that. Well, first, you are safe. It is safe for you to love. It will be safer for you to love. And you'll be less likely to, kind of do that head over heels, uncontrolled love thing. And then missing you. Your absence is felt. They long for your embrace once again. Now, because this is a general read, these energies can be switched. So this could be you, and this could be your connection, who you're dealing with. They may be struggling with a shadow aspect. Okay, let's pull from the Dungeons and Dragons now, just so that you know. The wands are represented by the strength cards. The swords are represented by intelligence. The cups represent wisdom. And the pentacles represent charisma. Let's see what's coming through. get the details for you, because this might help you understand whether or not this is you or someone you're dealing with. Again, this could be reversed because it is a general read. And if you like this combination of decks, if it seems to tell your story, this is a good time to get a personal reading. I use a different combination of decks every week, and that usually creates a vibration and a resonance. So if it really kind of vibrates with you, its frequency is similar, then that is an indication from Spirit that I'm picking up on your particular frequency and it's time to get a reading. Okay, here we have the Eight of Strength. That's the Eight of Cups. I feel like that's the spiritual understanding we've come through, but let me pull everything. There's the Hermit card. That is Virgo energy. Four of Cups. No, hold on. This is Eight of Wands. Four of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Saw that card yesterday. And then the Five of Wands. We think we saw that yesterday as well. Okay, so this is the Dungeons and Dragons Tarot for all of my Dungeons and Dragons fans out there. So the Eight of Strength and the Five of Strength. We have the Eight of Strength and the Five of Strength. Eight of Strength is like once Uranus stations direct, this is going to really fortify you. But I think, you know, having examined the underbelly is now going to move things forward, open up communication. If you manage it, if you're going to lapse back in, now that this awareness is present, you get to choose whether you want to manage it and move forward, or do you want it to start to sabotage and derail you back into a lower karmic cycle. So we have this Hermit here, and this is an opportunity for you to kind of gain your spiritual sovereignty from this lower vibration energy. The Four of Wisdom is the Four of Cups, and this is an energy of what are you dissatisfied with? How is this contributing to any kind of dissatisfaction in your life? And then we have the Seven of Charisma, and that's Seven of Pentacles to me is an investment card. This is going to take an investment in getting used to managing, using those coping mechanisms in order to deal with what is revealed. And then we have this Five of Strength, which is the Five of Wands. So kind of reading from right to left like I tend to do in tarot. There's something that's been conflicted in you for quite a while, and this Uranus retrograde with the combination of Mars retrograde and all the other aspects that are going on in the astrology right now, just entering Aquarius, you know, the age of Aquarius, and you know, I mean, we've had significant astrological events like never before, literally like never before. So there's been this kind of this quiet conflict, and it stems from something that's been deep rooted that you now are aware of. It's been revealed in this Saturn Uranus, or this Uranus in I know Saturn was retrograde, and then Mars is retrograde now. So in that retrograde period, I mean, it took you to the underbelly. Anything that you was laying dormant or hidden, or you were able to cubbyhole into a deep recess somewhere, has now entered your awareness, and now you have a choice. I can use some control mechanisms, some coping mechanisms, some you know, character building, some affirmations, something to help me develop the ability to manage this in a more productive and positive way for myself, and gain some spiritual strength and sovereignty, and then really open up in a new direction, in a new sense of alignment. I really feel like that's what this message is about. I do feel like this is making it a cozier opportunity for you to experience love on a higher level, for you to be able to open up without that shadow that haunts you with this ghost energy, it can just eat your energy. And I feel like since you're able to manage this now with this awareness and these coping strategies, it's going to open you up and you're going to feel more secure and more available to being loved. All right, so it's the Emperor. There's that coping mechanism, taking control of things. That's Aries energy with Mars. This is mastery, and it's definitely, once you master this, things are going to move forward, and they're going to move in a very positive direction. It's going to be a lot of communication, a lot of transparency. Ace of Swords. Yes, Ace of Swords is truth, transparency, clarity. I feel like you've used some sort of protection mechanism in order to keep this from coming to your awareness, because I don't think you really had the coping mechanisms, but I think you do now. There's Six of Cups. There's the connection. It comes right under the love card. There might be some sudden changes in this love connection that you feel because you now have empowered yourself. There's the Four of Swords. Oh yeah, absolutely. That is taking that respite time, that rest, rejuvenation, restore time, in order to bring yourself into a higher alignment. And there is the Ten of Pentacles. This is going to affect your abundance, not just your love life, but your abundance. This person, let's just say, let me give you a scenario, what my guides are kind of showing me. You have a person in your energetic field that has kind of stepped out. Things were not in alignment, and it created a bit of friction and energetically between you two. And so they stepped out, or you stepped out. Remember, this is a general read. It can be either way. So it could be an Aries energy, could be a Virgo. There's a lot of energy here, but I'm really feeling, if I'm really tuning into the energy, I feel like you're dealing more with an Aries or a Virgo. It could be a fire sign, earth sign, but I really feel like, but I'm just going to say, like, jealousy created a toxic energy to this relationship, so somebody stepped away. But they still miss you because there was such a deep connection with the Six of Cups. It was such a deep soul connection. Could be twin flame, doesn't necessarily have to be. But it's like they, now as you are able to employ these coping mechanisms and manage this energy a little better, they're going to step back in. They're going to feel that energetic shift, that big paradigm shift, and it's going to be sudden. So they're going to step back in because they're being pulled back, because this is a deep soul connection. When things do come into alignment, it draws them back closer. So once you have these coping mechanisms and you get this energy under control, and you're not in the vibration of that poverty consciousness, the lack, the insecurity, that toxic, the attachment. It's a toxic attachment. They're going to step back in, and then there's going to be more open communication. You're going to be in a more masterful, empowered position, and that's going to radiate in your vibration. So, it'll be sent out into the quantum, and then their energy will pick up on it, and it will be more in alignment. And so then that draws them in. And so I feel like when you take the time to invest in these practices of coming into this more positive energy about, these deep-rooted insecurities, I think you're going to find a much more pleasant response to the energy between you. it'll just be almost as though what my guides are saying was, it was almost like a dream. It was almost like it was you'll look back over this time where there's been some tension and toxicity, and it'll almost be like a dream, because when this person comes up back, you'll just move on as if, you know, there had been no separation, because the energies will be in such good alignment. All right, let's see what comes through in the Buddha Doodles. Breathe. Just breathe. Take deep, cleansing breaths. And when you start to feel the old ghost emerging, that haunting energy of suspicion, jealousy, insecurity, attachment, just breathe. Deep inhalations. Do some breath work. Have a breath work practice that manages your anxiety, and just snap into that. When you start to feel that old ghost, you know, kind of being resurrected, snap into that breathwork practice. All will come, just like I said. All will come. You're going to have some patience now. Remember, things happen energetically before they manifest in the physical, and they manifest in the physical at the absolute appropriate time. Now, what can you do to support your mind, body, and spirit while you are working on these coping mechanisms, these strategies for managing this lower vibration behavior, and some breath work practices for controlling the anxiety and keeping that old ghost from haunting you? Let me get one good shuffle out of this deck. Not happening. I'll take that. But there is a clarity now, and you can't unknow it. It's there. It's present in your awareness and in your consciousness. All right, movement is always good to help alleviate stress. Movement will help you feel more physically connected to your being. It can also help you improve your being and well-being. So movement is always good. Yoga, dance, walk, and hydrate. Making sure you're hydrating. That is so important. Remember, you are an antenna. Your body is a receptor as well as a transmitter. And water is a conductor. So the more hydrated you are, the more clear your energy is transmitted and received. Deep breathing, told you. Do some deep breathing to help get you out of the sympathetic fight or flight nervous system into your parasympathetic, which is more controlled, more manageable, and it's not producing adrenaline and cortisol, which creates that anxiety. All right, one more, and then I'll pull a mindfulness card to give you an area of focus. All right. Alone time, read. You're going to need to read and find some a coping strategy or coping mechanisms that work for you. And then positive affirmations. That's another thing you can do when you start to feel that old ghost start to be resurrected. Start your positive affirmations. We are actually doing 14 days of self-love. I'm doing this on both of my channels simultaneously, and it's about starting each day with an affirmation. And what I do is I combine the affirmation with a physical movement activity. This helps to integrate it into not only your consciousness, but your awareness, but also it gives your body a physical connection. So anytime you say that affirmation, you're going to feel it in your body. So it strengthens the cognitive as well as the physical connection. So every hour on the hour, set your timer on your phone or your device and just say those affirmations 10 times. And while you're saying them, do some sort of physical activity. You can do, if you're seated at your desk, you can do like arm raises, or if you want to, get out of your seat and get your circulation going and do some breath work. You can do some jumping jacks, you can do lunges, you can do squats, you can do any kind of body movement, that, a yoga pose. But while you're doing that, repeat that affirmation 10 times. So throughout the day, and let's just say it's an 8-hour day, you're going to do 80 movement activities as well as 80 affirmations. That is going to integrate that into your consciousness, and into the energy of that affirmation is going to integrate into your physical being, and that physical activity is going to help cement it there. So that's what we're doing in our 14 days of self-love. We're also structuring in happiness hits, which are little things that help uplift and enhance your well-being, both spiritually, emotionally, and physically. So this is like eating clean, taking a bath in Epsom salts, going for a walk, connecting with nature, cleaning up a space that's draining your energy. This could be deep conditioning your hair, whitening your teeth, giving yourself a facial, a mani-pedi. It could be just preparing and mindfully eating. It could be positively charging your water. It could be taking vitamins and supplements. But we want to structure our day, and we want to put as many happiness hits as we can in our day, because we are physically investing in our well-being. We are physically investing in our self-worth. We are physically and emotionally and spiritually affirming our self-love. And then we get into that heart space, and then we create from there. Remember, that is so much more powerful than just your brain. Your heart space and your brain are the most powerful manifestation mechanisms you have. And so when you are creating or manifesting from that heart space, it is more intense than just thinking about it. So aligning your actions by creating these happiness hits and these affirmations is going to really empower your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, so that you're in a higher frequency, so that you manifest at a higher frequency, so that what you attract is in a higher frequency and is aligned with your self-love energy and your self